Hello everybody, how you doing? Recently I've been challenged by S-Man Speaks to do one of these videos, and I just got off of the live stream that he had with Lonely Wolf, Cult of Ham, Jocelyn, and Baphomet. And so yeah, I've been challenged by him, and I watched his video explaining the way that I think, and also Lonely Wolf's and Mjolnir Man's explaining the way I think videos, and so I've been challenged by S-Man to do this as well, and so here goes. Where to start? I think the first place to start would be that I have been told by S-Man. S-Man has said about me that I am one of the most secular Christians, quote unquote, that he has ever met. And honestly, I kind of take that as both a compliment and an insult at the same time. Like, first off, I take that as a compliment, in that it shows to me of how well that I can reach to non-religious people. Oh, and by the way, I am a Christian. In case any of you watching this don't know, I'm a Christian. Oh, that's probably self-explanatory with quoting S-Man there. But yeah, he said that I'm one of the most secular Christians that he's ever met. And I take that as both a compliment and an insult at the same time. It's a compliment in the fact that it shows of how well I can reach to atheists. And with my journey that I've been conducting here on YouTube, making videos, both political and religious and whatnot, I really feel like as a Christian, I'm going to get a lot into my own faith in this video, just a heads up to everyone. I really feel like that God is pulling me to witness to these atheists, not to convert them, but to witness to them the grace of God, to witness to you, my atheist subscriber, the grace of God. And because of how many atheist subscribers I have and what S-Man just said about me, it's kind of a clear-cut message that I think I'm getting. I mean, some non-religious people watching this might think that I'm speaking mumbo-jumbo and think that I'm speaking nonsense, but I really feel like that Jesus Christ is calling me to witness to you all. I mean, I hope you don't take offense to that. And as far as conversion goes, you guys actually converting to be Christians, I can't do that. Your relationship with Jesus is completely between you and him. All I am to do is witness, and I think that I'm doing a fair job at it. And so anyway, getting back to the statement of being one of the most secular Christians that S-Man Speaks has ever met, it's kind of, well, I guess an insult is a bit too strong of a word to be using, but it's kind of offending in the fact that it kind of shows as well of how my faith, I think, has degenerated. My faith has been degenerating over the years. The more and more that I mature, the more and more jaded that both my religious and political beliefs are getting. I mean, it's not a bad thing necessarily, but still, and it's scary. I mean, ever since my late teen years, I've been questioning to myself if I'm really am saved. I mean, I would like to think that I accepted Jesus Christ as my Savior, but am I really following his command on what I should do as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus? And the fact that I am told by this one, be it moderate but still pretty passionate atheist, S-Man Speaks, I mean, that I am one of the most secular Christians that he has met, it kind of shows to me that I think that my faith has been dwindling. It's been dwindling ever since 2013 when I got exposed to the internet at first. Well, no, that's not the first time that I got exposed to the internet, because before that, I watched a few YouTube videos before, but I've never really been exposed that much to the political and religious side of the internet until 2013 when I cannot remember how it started. If I started searching for videos regarding this issue and that issue and then I got recommended, I don't know. I mean, basically, I would get a whole bunch of video recommendations for a bunch of atheist, non-religious, and anti-theist videos. And I was really hesitant. In fact, for the most part, I didn't watch them at all because I was scared. I was scared for what if really God wasn't real and there was no Jesus that came down to save us, you know? Like I said, I'm going to be getting a lot into my own faith as a Christian in this video. Trying to think here. As I was saying, yeah, I did not read a whole or watch a whole lot of the videos. I mostly read the comments, but even reading the comments, being so well exposed to them enough, it really makes you think. I've been enclosed in an echo chamber for most of my childhood life, a Christian conservative echo chamber. And I really do think that echo chambers are psychologically, mentally, and spiritually unhealthy. It can be scary stepping outside of your comfort zone as far as beliefs go. Like, when you're in with your own family, like, say your family had pretty similar beliefs to you, and you're just within your own family, you're within your comfort zone as far as your beliefs go. It's going to be uncomfortable, nonetheless, stepping outside of your echo chamber, of your political and religious comfort zone, but it's healthy. It's mental exercise. And in a lot of ways, I think that this is why that the church and establishment Christianity has failed in recent years, is because for so long Christians have been in echo chambers, and now at a fast pace, if you hear background, if you hear noise in the background, by the way, that's some friends partying with my sister. But yeah, I think that one of the reasons why there are so many atheists, that the atheist population is growing so fast right now, is because those said converts, those said Christian to atheist converts, they were not prepared for what the lifelong atheists had to say to them. And because of their unpreparedness, they easily buckled, well, for lack of better wording. I mean, I don't mean to alienate any non-religious people, but yeah, that's what I feel, is that for the most part, Christians, and this can kind of go for Muslims as well, but this is particularly pertaining to the Western world. How in the Western world there is a huge increase in atheists in the recent 5 to 10 years. And I think that's because of how much that the church, establishment Christianity, has failed its own followers, its own believers, by locking them all in echo chambers. Not having them mentally challenged by, let's talk to the atheists and whatnot. Instead, you would have preachers or creationists giving like watered down, or even just completely straw-manning atheists and what they actually stand for. And so the followers, the Christians, they would go about in their life thinking that that is how atheists are, and when they first meet them and they find out that is not how they are at all, it just impacts them like a ton of bricks. I gone off on a bit of a tangent there, talking about the church, so sorry about that. And on the claim that am called one of the most secular Christians that S-Man has ever met, I think I've always had kind of a secular approach to issues, because when I was first introduced to abortion, it was not through religion. I was taken to a pro-life convention by my mother, and I saw the picture of an aborted unborn baby. I do not know at what stage he or she was. I think it was like 24 weeks, something like that. It was like mid to late term, something like that. But yeah, I looked at that picture and I was thinking to myself, who would want to do such a thing? And God and Jesus did not cross my mind at all in that moment. Because I tell you what I said when I saw that picture. It was George Tiller, by the way, Dr. George Tiller, the abortion surgeon who was here in Wichita, Kansas, who got assassinated. You know who I'm talking about. It was one of George Tiller's victims. And so when I saw the picture of the aborted baby, and I heard of George Tiller, and I was thinking to myself, who would want to do such a thing? Religion did not cross my mind at all. Not God, not Jesus, not anyone. Because I tell you what the first thought in my head was is that I hate George Tiller. I'm just being honest. I said that straight up flat to my mother. She said, no, don't hate him. Because really, as Christians, we are called upon to love everyone. And you know, this is one of the examples as to how Christians can really be flawed. Is that maybe they have some feeling in their heart, like hatred, for example, that they really passionately feel towards somebody, and they can lie to themselves and lie to the people around them and lie to God as much as they want to, that they really do love this person, when really they know deep down in their heart that they actually hate somebody. Do I hate George Tiller now? No, I can't say that I do. Nor can I comfortably say that I love George Tiller or any abortion surgeon. I mean, that's just me. And really, I hope that I don't get a whole lot of people worked up in my video, in this video right now. But yeah, and I don't want to associate necessarily that hatred is inherent in secularism, but I was definitely disconnected from my own teachings, my own religious teachings, that I was told to love my fellow man and not hate him. And really, I do have quite an atheist following on my channel. It's because I have such a secular approach. And the main reason I feel of why S-Man says that I'm one of the most secular Christians that he has ever met is because I have, well, such a secular approach to the issues. Like, when I go talking about abortion, I do not go waving around the sign of, it's the so-and-so commandment, thou shalt not murder, God says it, and whatnot. I mean, I do think that it is murder, honestly, but murder is not strictly a religious concept, and you do not have to be religious to know that it is wrong. Both secularists and Christians believe that murder is wrong, and that's how I connect abortion to be wrong. But even then, I do not go bashing around every pro-choicer and saying, you support murder. Because harsh rhetoric like that is not going to convert anyone. And I guess that's the reason why I do not approach to atheists just flat out with my faith in their face. I want to open them up and then maybe talk to them about my faith before I actually just thump a Bible over their head, so to speak. And now everybody knows Zach's plot. He's just being secular just so that he can reach out to these atheists and convert them. Oh, what a dishonest schmuck. I'm not actually saying that anybody thinks that, but just I'm being sarcastic is all. But yeah, that's the main thing. What else about how I think? Explain the way that I think. Hold on one moment. I guess that's the main thing that I have to say in my explaining the way I think video is how seemingly for a Christian I seem so disconnected from my faith. I even had a conversation with the most passionate atheist in our little Twitter chat group, that being Cult of Ham. And Cult of Ham did not at one moment call me a retard or a moron or anything like that. Which I think really goes to show. He even said that I was reasonable in our private Twitter chat. Like, after we were done with the stream, after we were done, like, live talking to each other, Cult of Ham said that I'm one of the most, or not one of the most, but that I was actually being reasonable. He thought that I was going to be all triggered and get all worked up at what he was saying. But no, that's not the case. I've been exposed too much to the internet to get triggered over arguments against my faith or against any of my beliefs. And the fact that he didn't get worked up either, that he didn't insult me, and that he even said that I was being reasonable, really shows how much of an ability that I have. Okay, now I guess I'm kind of getting on my soapbox right now, explaining as to how I think that God is calling me out to witness to atheists, whatnot. But I guess that's the main thing. And recently I had a conversation with my dad, one that I hadn't had in a long time, about faith, about God, and it really felt good. It felt warm in here. It felt nice to get connected back to the child that I was. And I've been going on for 18 minutes now. I think I ought to end it pretty soon. But yeah, and I also used to watch Kent Hovind a lot. I used to believe every single word that he espoused. But now I'm not so sure as far as my belief in creationism and whatnot. Especially ever since getting connected to the internet. And I guess that's kind of where it started as well. I was seeing all of these Kent Hovind debunked videos. I did not actually watch them, but knowing the vast amount of unpopularity that Kent Hovind had and creationists in general, it just really, it just rocked my world, basically. And I am a passionate pro-lifer as well, but that's kind of a belief that I have kind of milded down, for better or for worse, to the point that I can reach out to pro-choicers fairly well as well. I do not flagrantly say, you're pro-abort, and you're pro-abort. I mean, I think libertarians have more of a right to say that they are pro-choice because liberal pro-choicers, you're pro-choice when it comes to abortion, but you're not pro-choice when it comes to how a person can run their business and how they can't and whatnot. But even then, I still just give liberals the benefit of the doubt and refer to them as pro-choicers. Otherwise, rewind the clocks back a few years, I probably would refrain from calling them pro-choicers. I mean, there's a whole lot more important issues to debate than just debating semantics, you know. Um, and the main thing that I base my beliefs around is liberty. I generally believe that liberty is good. The right to own and run your own private property as you see fit. The right to worship and express your beliefs however and wherever you want, minus that of hurting other people, of course. And the right to arm yourself and protect yourself as well. And yeah, I think it's just mainly the issue of my faith is why that I felt like I had to make this video. Still kind of recovering over my cold. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.